Hi, I'm Mark Duxbury. Softly is a weekly reading. Today, Dougie and the Three Compasses. In Montmartre's shady heart, beneath Paris's evening fog, and below the timeless gaze of Sacré-Cœur, nestled a small crooked tavern with a faded wooden sign that read Les Trois Boussoles, the three compasses. Here was where the frayed souls came, the ones dragged down by art, drink, or merely the unruliness of being. It was a refuge for the lost and the never found, a kind of halfway place, a spot between life and something that felt other. There was Dougie, gaunt, hollow-eyed, wearing a coat the colour of worn-out hope, and smelling faintly of damp and absinthe. Now, Dougie was once an artist. Time, or maybe it was grief, or maybe it was just everything, had stripped him of the fire he once had. He drifted, aimless as an autumn leaf caught in the city's restless breeze. He came to the Three Compasses each night, nursed his wine, listened, and let the noise and the warm light flow through him like water or balm. One evening, on the very brink of twilight, the tavern seemed alive with a kind of peculiar magic. The lamps were low and soft, casting shadows that made the place look both bigger and smaller, endless and close. At the corner table, three voices, a poet, a philosopher, a playwright, each of them passionate, wounded, utterly insufferable, were talking loud and full of all the world's bold, bleeding thoughts. Creation, declared Marcel the poet, his fingers stained ink black, his voice thrumming with that half-drunk, wholly earnest belief, is a way of reaching, of grasping at the soul itself. Destiny, though, Juliet, the philosopher, leaning forward, eyes as wide and certain as the sky, replied, destiny is a mumble. It's the thinnest of things, little bit of air. And yet, Lucien, the playwright, shrugged, tipping his wine, voice layering in a sad kind of laughter. And yet we are pawns, really, moved about in someone else's script. Dougie, eavesdropping, felt something strange, a warmth as tiny as an ignited match, as if these strangers were somehow more real than any one he'd known in ages. He drifted over to their table, his presence almost apologetic. built. Within that warmth, Dougie felt his pulse returning, his old self, the artist he thought he'd buried under apathy and cheap wine. It surfaced. He began to paint again, each stroke a step towards becoming whole, towards some resurrected part of himself. The world, though, fickle as it was, had other ideas. One autumn night, sharp and cold, a fire broke loose in the building next door. It moved with vicious speed, licking at the wood of the three compasses, splintering beams, turning comfort into chaos. The place was a thrum of panic. Patrons scrambling, shouts punctuating the crush of footsteps. Amid it all, Marcel, Juliet, and Lucien stood strong, their voices commanding, ushering people out, their silhouettes stark against the searing light of the flames. Then silence. The fire had consumed it all. Dougie scrambled through the wreckage, eyes searching for his friends. The three compasses lay in ruins. Nothing left but smoke and ash, blackened beams, and the lingering smell of burnt wood and burnt hope. The walls all gone. The people gone. Yet somehow, standing there in the debris, Dougie felt more alive than he had in years, as if the loss itself had fused with his own heartbeat. These memories, voices of his friends, fragments of laughter, words and ideas, they were all still lodged deep in the hollow space of himself. He painted fiercely then, something raw and bright. His canvases held that haunted beauty, the faces and laughter, the ideas that refused to die even when they'd been reduced to cinders. The three compasses became a legend, a reignition of laughter on Montmartre streets, an ember that had survived the flames. Dougie, well, he carried it with him, because this was art, wasn't it? This was the thing he'd lost, the thing he'd never known he needed to lose in order to find it again. This was the three compasses, a memory that would stretch and hold like a true compass through all the strange and undulating maps of time.